Hello, I recently viewed a film created by a well-regarded and long-standing member of the knife community about steel testing. Now, whilst I intend on staying in my lane as I have little to do with the Rockwell testing that's been going on, nor do I have an understanding of said Rockwell testing, one thing did stick out to me in this video. Apparently, steel testing is akin to mental masturbation. Now sir, mental masturbation, is it? Well, have I got something to tell you? Being a wanker is fun.
Jacking it, jacking it, jacking it, jack. Spanking it, jacking it, spanking it, smack. I don't need no shirt, no. Gonna take them pants right off. He's about to jack it. On such a bright day, who needs underwear or socks? Jacking it. Been around God's country, and there's one thing I know. There's no better place for jacking it than San Diego. Jagged, 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 jack. Spanking it, smacking it, smack. Jagging it, jagging it, jagged it, jack. Jagging it, spanking it, smack. Come to San Diego, there's so much to see.
In all honesty, I'm really not fussed. I wasn't upset hearing that Rob thinks that about edge retention testing, because lots of folks do. All I need to do is keep doing it and maybe they'll come round. Anyway, today in the knife lab, we are doing the Lionsteel Bestman in M390. Sorry, I got caught up myself. So yes, the Bestman is sort of there's got a bunch of guys doing some Rockwell testing, and I always encourage people to do home testing, keep the knife companies honest. I completely believe that if companies are going to present us with steels that are so-called premium, they need to present them to us in a premium way. So if you're going to give us 10V, don't put it on a folding pry bar, put it on a nice thin, behind the edge knife. So I totally get it. Just a controversy arose, obviously, because people just get very intense when they feel like they've discovered something that maybe they perceive as or a big company is doing the wrong thing. I get it. I had the same thing a couple of times in the last couple of years. Only advice I'd give, I don't have enough knowledge to really comment on any of this Rockwell stuff. I just don't know enough about it. I know some vague connections between Rockwell and edge retention. There's definitely connections there, but at any rate, that's not my field of expertise. What I feel like I do have experience is in how you deal with it is, I think I've said before, and I was on a podcast yesterday, I was saying, just remember that everyone in the supply chain, from the customers at the ground level to the people working at the companies, we're all fallible humans, and just try and be decent about it. Whatever you discover, whatever's going on, if you disagree with someone, be decent about it. If you think you've caught someone out, be decent about it, because all I really remember from like my steel wheel thing last year was I feel like I carried on like a bit of a fuckhead. And even I look back and it wasn't too bad, but I still feel like I was a bit too gleeful. I don't know. And that's the thing that I remember. You remember the emotions, you don't remember the minutiae. So that's all I'll say. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But anyway, let's see what the edge retention is. Do I dare see what the edge retention is on my particular Lionsteel Bestman? What I did was I took it to my KME system, I sharpened it to 17 degrees using my 100 grit stone, and then I kind of went for a little bit longer. Just to, and some people say you need to sharpen a steel 15 times to get the burnt steel off, whatever. I do like to give it a bit of a deep, deep work in to, at least get the surface stuff off. So I did that. I've done that. I do that on most of mine. I go a little bit harder. So yeah, it's got a little bit of a taller bevel than perhaps you would normally if you just sharpened it once to 17 degrees. But it's a mirror polished bevel to like my standard of mirror that all the other knives I do to 17 are at. Results wise, I haven't actually got a recent M390 entry. Not particularly one. Not since I've been doing KME sharpening. So all I'll have to go back to is the steel wheel numbers from last year, which was 425 and 450. cuts on a 17 degree Lionsteel polished edge. Now my sharpening's got better, so I reckon if I did those knives again, I may have got longer results, but yes. So all I'm saying is I'm hoping this is a strong result akin to those numbers, not directly comparable, because there is a couple of extra variables along the way, but yeah, akin to those results. As in, I don't want this to cut 100 times. That's the only thing I have in my mind, and everything else is up to the chaos that is the Knife Lab. Let's do it. Results and interpretations. So 430 cuts through the rope before it no longer sliced through in one consistent cut held sheet of paper. It has a little bit of a catch, flat spot, dull spot, whatever on the part that was doing the most cutting. So that's what we assign. So how does that result make me feel? Well, I'm not surprised. It's a pretty standard heat treatment, I would say. It's a heat treatment made to show its M390 steel, to do a little bit better than your S35VNs, but it's not one that's pushed into the stratosphere towards edge retention. It's probably got a bit of a mix of just being easy to produce. They've probably got a big oven that's got a preset into it. They just go bing and do 1,000 blades at a time. That's probably an element of it. Also, it's probably machinable, sharpenable, and it holds a decent edge, just a fine edge, even a good edge. Remember, this is so much envelope opening and fruit cutting. Like, this rope is horrible stuff. It's, you know. So yeah, I would say it's an unsurprising result. It's probably, some people would rather their M390 harder, and I get that. Yeah, I probably would too. If I was getting a knife made for myself, I'd be asking for M390 at a mid-60s if I could, to get it so it lasted for ages. Because I don't mind spending a bit longer on the sharpening stone. I'm a performance, that's my kink, you know? Like my Ericsson knife in W2 that cut 550 times with a very simple tool steel, like, you know, that's what I like. But for the masses, for a mass-produced knife, I get why they do this. It's totally fine. I wouldn't be surprised if in maybe the next year or something you start getting production houses making for, or heat treating for that performance, because people are talking about it more and more. But right now, I think if you're after that crazy performance, hit up Sean at Big Brown Bear, hit up Alex Strawn, hit up Ericsson Knives. You know, it's your custom makers will do it for you if you ask them. The industry may catch up if there seems to be enough of a niche for it, but as of right now, if you do want your M390 hard, I don't think there's too many production houses that are going to do it particularly more optimized than this. Maybe Spyderco's is a little bit harder, or maybe Benchmade's is a little bit, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it's very much ballpark for safe production. So this one here definitely wouldn't be a lemon heat treat. I think that's what kicked it off though. Someone got one of these and they felt it was just not cutting at all. So I wouldn't say it's on that standard by any sense. So this is a just different knife though, obviously, isn't it? And things can happen. So yes, a frustratingly moderate verdict from me on this. I think it's okay. It's all right. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's all right. M390. That's all I got for you. There won't be much contribution to the REEEs from me. That being said, keep your home testing going. Like, just keep doing it. Be nice about it and have a good time if that's how you enjoy knives. As long as when you turn on your internet, you're having fun, not feeling anger. That's all you need to be doing when you're turning on your internet and choosing to browse the knife internet. Take care now.
Big thanks to my Patreons. You've got Brad G, NS, Family Von Banks, Mar, Jason Clark, Rascal77, Lawrence Medina, Patrick Penner, Nathan Spellman, Mike, Liam Wesson, Chris Orler, William N. Kinsley, Morton Ardapple, Carl Miller, Michael Moore, Eric Pysham, Oysten O'Brien, Daniel Casement, Greg Malcolm, and Tech 7, Zach Brobst, Jason Leonard, Zerba, Joshua Goldstein, Richard Noggin, Valerie Arsonsky, Stian Larson, Brandon Montgomery, Brian M, Simon Bruce, Oscar Medina, Advanced Knife Bro, Bjorn O, Rudy Pants Grow, Charles Anderson, Fraser Hood, Troy McKee, Drew Estes, Charlie Pettinger, David Richardson, Ryan Olzer, Birdshot 4, Jeffrey Kind, Gabe Vigil, Andy Park, Nelson Moo, Kurt Williams, Bruce J. Mack, Patreon John, Smithy, Tony Smith, Neil Andrew Valley, Lynn B. Esborg, Rick Telsrow, Brandon Bell, Ryan Roper, thanks mate, Jason Clark, Florian Schoenbach, that's a challenging one there Florian, Frank Zhang, Paul, Matthew Baker, Joseph Kuza, Colin Herrero, Nicholas Olisic, Robert Chabula, Travis Reed, David Axman, Brett Linley, Alan Edward Chapman, Dante, Mickey Kime, Ismail Norden, Carl Watts, Michael Reed, Paul Bell, Tommy Bravo, Suggestion Boy, Lucianos, Tyrion, Brett T, Francesco Cucciarello, Michael P. Shustak, Andrew at 555 Gear, Michael Cole, Brad Puishus, Sam Alpert, Nathan Van Arkel Priest, Ryan Houston, Luigi DeFrancisco, Corbin Christensen, Dan Swaney, Prairie Heifer, German Survivalist, Matthias Gerth, Lisa Stevens, Bilbo Baggins, hello Bilbo, Wayne Abramson, John Vanalian, Aaron R. Cameron, Daniel O'Hara, Brandon Chase, Pierre Munson, Stephen Robertson, Robbo. How's old Killer Deegan doing anyway, old bean? You hear from him? Sean Gandy, Bruno Flior, Ryan Frank, Vinnie Nero, Laura Sachs, Jim Hamilton, Sportsman's Guide, Ed Conry, Regular George, Tim Tom, Welcome Mate, Buck Nien, The Chug Dude, Florian, Gary Creeley and JB Morris. Thanks to all me Patreons, good lads.